Picture this, a logical experiment known as the halting problem paradox. This paradox is a fascinating brain teaser that lives in the realm of theoretical computer science. It's about a hypothetical supercomputer, a machine so advanced that it can predict the outcome of any other computer program. It can tell us without running the program whether it will halt, that is, finish its task, or run indefinitely. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Well, let's delve into the paradox. This supercomputer, let's call it HAL, has to predict its own behavior. If we ask HAL to predict whether it will halt or run indefinitely while trying to predict its own behavior, we stumble into a logical conundrum. If HAL predicts it will halt, it must run indefinitely to confirm this. Conversely, if HAL predicts it will run indefinitely, it halts. Quite the conundrum, isn't it? This paradox is more than just a quirky thought experiment. It brings to light the boundaries of computation and logic, showing us that there are truths which cannot be proven within a given system. In other words, even in a perfectly logical system, there are problems that cannot be solved. So why are we talking about a theoretical supercomputer and an unsolvable paradox in a discussion on determinism and free will? Well, the halting problem. Paradox serves as a perfect analogy for the debate. If we consider the universe as a complex program and ourselves as observers trying to predict the outcomes, we run into similar conundrums. Can we predict the future if it's determined by the past? Or are there elements of randomness and free will that make such predictions impossible? These are some of the questions we'll be grappling with as we dive deeper into the concept of determinism and the role of free will. Now, to add another layer to this discussion, we must address a prevalent belief among some scientific communities that free will is an illusion. The deterministic nature of neurons transmitting signals in our brain promotes this narrative. Are our choices merely the result of complex but ultimately predictable neural events? This paradox opens the door to our exploration of determinism, free will, and the illusion thereof. So let's step through that door and see what we find. Enter two characters: determinist, a staunch believer in the predetermined nature of the universe, and a fractal, an inquisitive mind questioning the boundaries of determinism. Fractal kicks off the conversation by asking, based on deterministic thinking, is everything, including past and future events, predetermined like the trajectories of celestial bodies that we can compute with today's computers? The determinist simply replies with a firm yes. Unfazed, a fractal continues, so the only thing stopping us from figuring out that predetermined future is our current lack of technology to build such a computer. There are no theoretical or logical limitations. Again, the determinist responds affirmatively, yes. A fractal, now on a roll, pushes further. So, humans, like physical action-reaction machines, do not have free will. The determinist, unmoved, responds with another yes. A fractal then proposes a thought experiment. Let's assume we've built that supercomputer. It's right here on the table, capable of extracting any existing information from the past and future. We ask the computer to predict which shoe I will tie first tomorrow, left or right. The computer gives an answer because everything is predetermined, right? The determinist agrees. Yes. A fractal then draws a parallel. Just like we can prevent a comet from hitting the Earth if we know its trajectory and arrival time in advance, we can change the predicted shoe tying sequence, or choose not to go outside at all that day, right? Again, the determinist concedes, yes. Finally, a fractal delivers the punchline. So, there's no predetermined future. We can choose to act differently than the computer calculated, which means the future is not predetermined. Thus, the deterministic nature of physical objects does not forbid the act of free will. It's determined until the moment when someone makes a decision and changes the future. A fractal's questions have laid the groundwork for our final revelation. So, where does this leave us? We've explored the paradox of the halting problem and witnessed a fascinating conversation between determinist and a fractal, all leading to this revelation. It's true, the universe operates on deterministic principles. The trajectories of celestial bodies, the flow of time, all seem to be predetermined. Yet the very act of predicting and changing these outcomes introduces a wrinkle into this deterministic fabric. Let's say a supercomputer tells you which shoe you'll tie first tomorrow. You can then choose to defy that prediction, asserting your free will. This act of rebellion, this choice, disrupts the deterministic flow, proving that free will can indeed coexist with determinism. It's like a dance, a complex choreography of cause and effect. So while the universe may operate on deterministic principles, our ability to change predicted outcomes means that free will isn't just an illusion. Everything is predetermined until somebody makes a change.